what is your opinion of student mental health and college and career counseling service in Hays CISD? Please give specific examples.
Thank you for this question. Well, I think mental health first and foremost is at the height of what is going on in everyday life, what we live in, but also especially in times of COVID. We just had our student leadership team tell us how important mental health is and how real it is in our schools. So I think that it's extremely important that we focus on mental health. I will say that, especially with college and career counseling services in Hays CISD, I just had this conversation at one of our high schools here in this district about really promoting all of our college and career readiness courses. I think that we could do a much better job at that, but I think that we are on the right track. I am very proud of what we have done in this COVID times. But like I said, mental health is at the forefront, and we have to make sure that we are putting resources in place and we are providing these to our teachers and to our students. Thank you.
Okay. Same question for Ms. Curry. Do you want to again?
Hello. Yes, student mental health is very, very important, especially right now going through this pandemic. It's been a really, really hard time for our students and our teachers. They've had to relearn how to learn in the classroom. It's been a lot. You have to go from classroom to classroom a different way. You have to wash your hands. You have to go to the restroom. There's a lot that goes into being in school right now in this pandemic. And mental health is very, very important. So we need to make sure that the students have all the resources that are available to them and that they know how to seek those resources. Who do they go to if they have issues with mental health? Who do they talk to? Can they talk to somebody? Is somebody gonna seek them out? Is a teacher going to report it? All of these things need to be taken into account when dealing with student mental health. The next thing, college and career ready services. Again, piggybacking off what Courtney said, yes, we are making strides toward that, but they can be better. I know that students need to be able to talk to adults when it comes to getting ready to get into college or getting ready to get into a career. Can they even talk to an adult? Do they even know how to advocate for themselves? Do they know how to have conversations, tough conversations about GPAs? Can they even get into college? Can they even get into a career? Are they ready? Do they know how to do an interview? Do they know how to fill out a resume? These are all things that need to be handled and taken into account. I think we are doing okay in our district, but we can do much better to make sure that our kids' mental health and college and career readiness is intact. Thank you.
Same question, Mr. Cronchi.
Okay, thank you. As far as student mental health is concerned, and mental health which we forget about a lot of times, and it's extremely important. And teachers, I know, are on the front line of that. There's an old joke about you ask the parents who your son or daughter is dating, they don't know, but their bus driver does, and their teacher does. And so a lot of times teachers are on the front line of that sort of thing. We have PALS classes, and I'm sure there's a big CIS communities and schools here which always address that. So in this time of stress, mental health is even more important. College and career, or college and counseling, not every kid is going to go to a four-year college. I taught algebra, and I taught them how to teach the algebra test, and I'm thinking to myself, these kids are never going to have to use algebra. They're going to have to think, and hopefully I taught them how to think. So I'm glad that we have a huge CATE or CTE program now. Good friend of mine, Bert Bronow, was an auto mechanic. I did scouts with him for years, and now he is, through the Hays District of Innovation program, he is now the auto tech teacher, and a fantastic guy and a great teacher. So we got to prepare the kids for we got to prepare the students for where they're going after it's post-secondary. I think every I think every student should have post-secondary training. And having the kids, my granddaughter's going to graduate with some sort of a nursing skill, so when she graduates, she can get 15, 20 bucks an hour. And that's a good way to start off a young person who's 18 years old. So I commend Hays CISD for doing this, and I want to look more into the District of Innovation, and it can be everything from the calendar to any of these services that you have. Thank you.
Okay, so this has been a topic of lots of conversation with our board, and we've spent an enormous amount of time talking about things ranging from social and emotional learning to student mental health, and I'm going to circle back to that. I'm going to start with college and career counseling services in the district, and our CTE pathway is second to none, and I think we have actually reached a point where we're doing a fantastic job as a district of helping students find that direction that fits who they are as a student. You know, one of the things that we talk about is having students become the best version of themselves. And that's really, I think, a mission that we all ought to be about. And so I think the part about college and career counseling, at least within the confines of Hays CISD and specific examples, is going well. I mean, we see the amount of students graduating with certifications. They're ready to hit the ground running. I think that is fantastic. The subject of mental health is a little bit of a different matter, and I'm afraid what has happened, and this was even pre-pandemic, but it's certainly exacerbated the issue. We've asked too much of our career and college readiness counselors, and we've asked them to also be professional mental health counselors. The unfortunate truth is that for a large number of our students, it's the only resource they have to talk to someone. But the idea of this, of putting a professional mental health counselor on the campuses, particularly at the secondary level, which is something that we want to fund. We've asked for a budget line item to provide for that service because we know how much it means to students. That idea came out of our Student Advisory Council. And Dr. Wright and the board listened. We talk about giving voice to students. They have a voice, and what they say matters. And I just want to give a shout out to that group for saying they put their hand up and said, we're struggling, and we need help. And so the board didn't just push that aside as something that, that's just something students say, but we took it very seriously. We heard their concerns, and we're taking real action to strengthen our mental health services on our secondary campus.